buddy. I'ma cruise with the muddy cup, doubled up. Bad little babe with a bubble bust. With the movements, she know how to fuck it up. Got gold from the green, now my luck is up. Yeah.
And we are live. Hostile Takeover presents another episode of Keeping It 100 with Zoe the Roasta.
And Myisha Pooh.
Yeah, we in the building tonight, man. You know, with some legendary shit. We're going to keep on bringing y'all the heat. But before I get this interview started, I want to say something. I have a brand called Hostile Takeover, Penal Code 211. I just got some information that a lot of people are intimidated by the brand and what it, and basically questions what it represents. And just for the record, so that you guys know, for the listeners, I am not promoting any violence, okay? I come from a checkered past, and I took Hostile Takeover to really turn it around and say, you know what? I'm going to be aggressive like I was in the game about the positive things that I want. How I went after the bullshit, I'm going to go after the prize. And I'm not going to accept no for an answer. And that's what Hostile Takeover is all about. Penal Code 211. We robbing the industry. You know what I'm saying? And nobody has to get hurt. You know what I'm saying? And so it's okay for you to come down and help represent change. All right? Help represent change. We represent change. She come from the same thing. We all come from something, you know what I'm saying, and you want to take it and you want to make sure that you can change the dynamic, change the narrative.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And still represent what you represent without it being negative.
Basically,
you know
we taking love. We taking love.
Yeah.
And giving it to the peoples.
Yeah.
Spreading it.
That's it. An
Straight
aggressive
up.
light. That's what we doing.
Straight the fuck up.
Yeah, if they don't understand that, something ain't right.
I just had to
Love.
put it on deck and let people understand that. So
People need to understand that people change.
yeah, most definitely.
And none of us is perfect.
And believe if I could,
Right.
you could. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And talking about that, we're gonna segue into our next guest, who is a legendary individual from Northern California, who's known everywhere. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know Kilo Kurt, you ain't been nowhere. You know what I mean? Kilo Kurt, up out of Vallejo, California, a real boss. You know, he's a father, and he has so many hats. And one time, I want to say this before we get started. I got on, Jay Stalin was talking about how many people he put on in this Bay Area. And I got on and said, okay, that's cool, but ain't nobody put as many people on as Kilo Kurt. And I got a call from E40 and everybody wanted to combat that. But it's not up for argument. Nobody has put as many people on as this brother, and I salute him, and I introduce you guys to him on my platform, on our platform, Mr. Kilo Kurt. How you doing, brother?
I'm here, bro. What's up, my man?
What's up?
Great.
Yeah.
Looking good.
I like it, man. That you know, I almost jumped out the seat.
Hello.
Gave my roses while I'm here.
Come on, man.
You feel me?
That's what I'm talking about. You deserve them.
Thank you.
You most definitely deserve them. You've been a personal friend and a family member. I don't like using friend with you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You my brother.
Yeah. My big
no
brother.
doubt about
for
it.
sure.
You know, you was in front of my house the other day, and my wife, she know how I am about people coming to my house, and she said, you know, Kilo is coming. I said, Kilo could come in, spend the night, you know what I'm saying, and live in this motherfucker.
All the stuff, yeah.
If that's what he want to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's how I feel about you. You know, because of our relationship, when we met, how we go back.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, and just to set it straight, I met Kilo through Mac Dre. Yeah, so.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
big.
yeah. Because I used to, we used to go to Oakland. Dre used to be, I think it was Jimmy's, Sweet Jimmy's.
Sweet Jimmy's, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
man, after the thing, Zoe come. But I didn't really know. I heard of Zoe, but I didn't know Zoe. Dre knew Zoe.
Yeah.
So every time he'll come and he'll
Dre
rap.
called me.
He'll rap for like 2. I'm sitting in the back like, man, I hope this dude do not come with the dreadlocks. I know Zoe. I know he like, man. I'm like, we're waiting for you. He's like, you know, Zoe great come. And he'll come and they'll sit out there. I'm talking about till like 4, 5 in the morning.
Wow.
So I didn't understand their relationship, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, damn. So, but I heard of Zoe. I was in federal prison. And my partner, Big Drat, RP, this dude was a animal. He was like the king. You know how you be the king of the school?
Right.
He was the king of the pen. Nobody can whoop him.
Wow.
And he said, man, I'm telling you. And I was like, man, he said, the only person that I know that might got hands better than me is a dude named Zoe the Roaster. That's when I heard of his name in 92.
Wow.
And I finally, when I got out in 99, which him and Dre was already friends,
Yeah.
that's how I met him. But I didn't meet him all the way then. Then he ended up went back to jail.
Yeah, I went back to prison. I did some music. And you guys ended up getting the music, some songs.
Yeah.
And while I was in prison, somebody said, man, Thizz Nation got you.
The Samantha song.
Yeah, Samantha.
Yeah.
Samantha got you on their thing. And me, I really never even understood the rap game. I'm like, what? Niggas got me on something? Ain't said nothing. Won't this, that, and the other. So I was kind of upset, but then I said, you know, I'm going to come home and try to be diplomatic and call these brothers and have a meeting with them and see where we could go from there with it by, you know what I'm saying? So I did that. Because I was an asshole.
He just thought
look,
let me tell you how the meeting went. So we had the meeting. He called a meeting. We had the J-Mo studio. You know, they had, you know, there's some D-Lo. Everybody, this about the time. Everybody was hot at the time. So Zoe come out, had a meeting. He's sitting talking about, yeah, man, got this song Samantha. You know, he heard y'all got it out there. He talking. We talking for a minute. I'm explaining to him like, yeah, man, you know, that's a dope song. You know, we put it on a compilation. And he was like, so what's the somatic? You know, he was, you know, big word. You know how he's talking. What's the somatics of all this? And then at the end of the conversation, he said, you know what? I'm not tripping on no music. I need to be on Thizz because I'm a real nigga. that's how our meeting ended up happening.
Yeah.
Right.
And then after that, he ended up getting Dre Benz.
Yeah. So the shit crazy though.
How you get his Benz?
He said he needed a car.
He shot it to me.
I said, huh, man.
But hold on, this is crazy. This is the crazy part. Nobody had it. Like nobody was in this Benz. I'm the only from then till right now. I'm the only nigga had Dre Benz.
Wow.
And
I wanted to show.
That Dre was in that motherfucker.
Him and Dre was already partners.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to show the game, just to get really to ease him into the game because they didn't accept his music. Okay. He had great. I'm talking about Squeeze. He had platinum songs, but they like, man, this is Zoe, man. This nigga, this ain't cool because I bring him on stage. He really got overalls on. He was tripping her in the street still. So they like, man, we can't accept him into this shit. That's all I was telling him. I was like, Zoe, you got to learn how to diplomat yourself into your handshakes mean something.
Yeah,
you tripping. It's people that need to meet you that ain't gonna meet you just because of your name. They ain't even met you yet. They just going on what they hear.
And I wasn't hearing none of that shit. You know what I'm saying?
I'm like, man, he had songs that really can live up to the day right now. Cause we did the videos, we did all the professional things you can do for him to go the route he's supposed to go. But the town didn't want Zoe to beat Zoe. I don't know what it was. And I told him, I said, you gotta humble yourself in a way where people give you, like you say, he told me, give you your roses while you're here. Yeah. You'll never get them.
Maybe it was fear.
They just couldn't believe it was Zoe. I don't know, the song, they like, this can't be Zoe. I don't know what it was, like, that Squeeze and Weird performing. They like, that Zoe song? Like, Gangsters Around that's Zoe? I said, that's Zoe.
No, because people didn't believe I rapped. I wasn't known for that.
But you had a group.
I wasn't known.
Been rapping since?
Next to Ken, but we did mediocre. You know what I'm saying? Because I kept on going to jail and I kept on, you know, I was a liability.
Okay, let me say this.
I was a liability.
For you to put a song together like that, with the format of a song, you knew that. So What you know? Because we down there. What didn't make you get into? What made you see the light?
Why? Because all my life I wanted to be a gangster. So I had to either choose being a gangster or a rapper, and I couldn't be both. See, that's why this show is called Keepin' It 100. Cause I'm a real nigga.
Yeah.
You can't be no gangster, and no, I don't give a fuck who you think you is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Nigga, if I can book you, what type of gangster is you?
Yeah.
That means at any point in time, all I gotta do is have my bag right, and I can get you where the fuck I want to get you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I wasn't gonna let a motherfucker do me like that, cause I knew how to sneak up on you.
Let me ask you this: do you think now, like as you get into the game, because you more of you business now? I just saw you humble yourself into being a manager of teaching people.
Right.
So you think now, if you had this mentality, your son would have went to the
I would be gargantuan. I'd be one of the rawest motherfucking things that the industry ever heard.
So you can be a gangster and a rapper. Because the gangster, that's what's in your spirit. That's what
I'm trying to ask you. How do let me give you let's go to this. How do you help rappers that's gangsters now? What advice would you give them to make their career work?
Leave that gangster shit alone.
How though? How do you leave it alone?
You leave it alone by leaving it alone. You just gotta quit fucking with it. You know what I'm saying? Certain people you gotta quit fucking with. There's certain things that you have to quit doing. You know what I'm saying? Now, I say gangster because I don't want to use the other word.
Yeah.
It's another word I can use.
Yeah,
now.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm just keeping it 100. I'm keeping the shit real. Yeah. I'm gonna use the word gangster in replace of something more serious than that. All right. Hopefully you can read between the lines. But I was something else in these streets.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And me being that something else, I could not do both.
Yeah, it wasn't gonna match.
No, I couldn't do both. So now, even though I can say, like, I'm a gangster.
Yeah.
Now I'm doing some real gangster shit, you know, without having to hurt anybody, without having to harm anybody. I take care of my motherfucking family.
Because that's the most gangster. That's what I was gonna say. That's what I heard. Like most gangster shit you can do is take care of your.
And you know what? You sharp. You sharp.
Yeah.
You didn't turn this motherfucking interview.
Yeah, because keep it 100.
Oh, you? No, I was just serious. I was saying to myself like, damn.
Chopping it and keep it 100, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm saying that this is because me and you is like that. We family, so
no doubt
our
about
story is like it adds up to the same. So I can.
But this is a prime example of what you said. How you said he put so many people on.
No doubt about it.
So this right here.
See, I can see when I was coming to
example.
this interview, I was coming to because when I used to be with Zoe, I'm telling you, he used to call me and be like, "Kilo, I'm on my way to Oakland. I swear to God, when I get out, I'm like, what's the problem? He's like, man, I still people owe me. I'm like, what you need? Like, it's so many people I say they just don't know that people really owe me. He used to be, I'm talking about more than 1,000 times though.
Yeah.
Oh, this nigga done
like
saved
more than 1,000 times. Like, Zoe, stop tripping.
He didn't save
He was
them.
passionate.
He said, man, come see me.
Just come, man.
Here, man.
I swear.
Here, man. Don't
please leave him alone, man. Let's go, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I love you for that though, because it helped me reflect and kick back and say, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't have to go there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And nobody never done that. I always had to do something to get something from somebody, and it was all the way about the dollar. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I want to. So you flipped it on me. I want to flip it back on you.
Okay.
Let's get back to this. What happened when you guys started Thizz? How old were you guys at the time?
I was fresh out of the pen, like in '99. So I was like 26, 27. Dre was already out. He had went back on a violation and came out.
And then he got out.
We had the Romp Records going, and then like I say, they had the Romp Records kind of hot, where the feds was still kind of tripping. They was indicting people, and they indicted one of our partners, one of our CEOs.
And that's because so it was a lot of pizza spots,
like
getting robbed,
like
banks.
We went to jail for bank robbery.
Wait. Before you finish, I'm sorry. Yeah. What is, for those that don't know, what is Thizz Nation?
Thizz Nation is the nation, like Thizz, and it became a nation of umbrella. It's the umbrella of the Bay Area. Well, everybody, it was it's a distributing company. It's not a record company. Thizz Nation is a distributing company.
Distribution,
Dre was starting before he passed away. We had a studio in West Oakland on Poplar. and that's what we used to be recording at. So we had like we was doing the Thizz Nation and Thizz Nation 1 and 2 before Dre passed. And I had all the different rappers. I was grabbing all the people from all the Dre, you know, all these people that Dre like he fuck with. So I put them in the studio. They was doing mixtapes together. That's kind of we was like, man, we was gonna put everybody on in the Bay.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's what you was doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what we and then really what it was, I got left in a position of Dre. Like I'm Mac Dre heartbeat because this is what he wanted to do. This like, you know, and I just kind of like, okay, in my brain be like, would Dre like this?
Yeah.
That's what I kind of went on, you know what I'm saying? And it was kind of easy to get to me if you had a story about Mac Dre and you was a factor in your neighborhood and you was a rapper and I was putting you on.
Straight up.
That means the whole neighborhood comes with one person.
Right.
And that's
Kilo Kirk, where did that name come from? Kilo?
Really, it just started when I was young, you know, out there grinding. I used to always sell rocks and keys. You know, I was in the game. I was a drug dealer.
So legend has it that you were the first cat out there with an actual kilo of coke.
No, I had bigger dudes, but I sold.
The youngster.
Selling rocks. It just, I can cut down a whole kilo of rocks and sell that motherfucker. Like, that's what my thing. They're like, man, this nigga in like a day or two.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you was getting
like, no, it was one day they had a players ball out there.
Yeah.
And everybody went in the ghetto. And I was the only one out there. I started off like with really like 4 ounces. I bought 4 ounces to one of my partners didn't have no more dope. And then I went to like my brother. He would never serve me. He would never let me get in the game really. And then I told him, I said, man, I need to buy, I need to buy 4. He said, man, you buying 4 ounces? He said, for real? I said, yeah. I said, he served me for the 4 ounces, and then he brought me back 5. So he gave me a quarter key, 9 ounces. I'm like, oh shit, I cut that shit down. Sold it real quick. Came back, you know what I'm saying, like I said, I sold a whole kilo of rocks in one night.
Wow.
And that just it stuck with it. And then Easy and them had a kilo G. And
Here's a kite.
Listen. Vallejo was high as a motherfucker.
Right.
Boy.
Yeah, we was
And
in
they
the
was out
street. We
there
had a
kidding.
block down.
Everybody in that motherfucker was high to kill.
Yeah, we used to be fired up.
Yeah, no
That's
doubt
how I ended
about
up
it.
going to a boys' ranch. You know what I'm saying? I had like 7 counts of.
Yeah.
You know, remember they did the war on drugs.
Well, we was just talking about a checkered past and the fact that you come from that and you at where you at now as far as being and put a lot of music out, man, and you still get checks from that shit.
I put out like 180 albums.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about.
Wow.
See?
I was, like I said, I was a distributor, so I was like, from like this Thizz Latin to, we did so much. We had Town Business, like, you know, with Zoe, he kind of like, when he do it, I guess. But he's supposed to be the CEO when he do it.
No, we're going to do it. We're going to do it.
Let them know the albums
Corona
that you put out.
I couldn't even think of that.
How many albums?
See, this what I learned now, because when Dre passed away, it was so much love for Mac Dre.
Yeah.
And so many people came in from different spots, from the Mr. Fabs to the Keeks to the Money Gangs to every different people, you know what I'm saying? And then it just became one thing. And then one day, Fab was on the radio, Camille, and he on there, and he was like, yeah, if you sign the Thizz Nation, you get a Benz and all this. None of us had Benz. I'm like, damn, this nigga tripping. So after he said that, I went and told everybody, get a co-signer, and I'll put your payment up. And that's how everybody on Thizz got Benzes or BMW.
Yeah, y'all was in the shits.
And that's how we came. It was because everybody was doing scrapers and shit, you know, with the big rims. We was like, man,
I remember we went to L.A. one time.
That was my move, yeah.
We went to L.A. one time. Them niggas pulled up in so many big cars, though.
That was the move. If you had a co-signer, I'm gonna get your car.
Yeah.
If you had a co-signer.
Well, I didn't know you back then.
Yeah. All this shit. This nigga was around.
Yeah.
When he stayed out, then you went back again after that too.
Yeah, I stayed in that motherfucker.
He was our main movement and kept going back.
You did?
Sound like y'all had a lot of fun back then.
No, we had, like I say, it was brothers. Like, it was different cities. Every city, and like I say, from Vallejo to Oakland, Richmond, Frisco, the EPAs, you know, we had areas from even SAC was like part of our movement. You know what I'm saying? You know, you wouldn't even think of them as being from SAC.
Y'all brought it together.
I didn't let it be
little city.
I didn't let it be no names. Thizz Nation. You ain't gonna get to say you gonna claim your city, but you gonna claim Thizz Nation.
But that little city
you know what I'm saying?
came and did and brought a lot of people together though. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then that right now, like you guys keep this dude Mac Dre so motherfucking alive.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? That you would like. I'm proud to be a part of somebody because I know in the event of my demise that I got some people that's gonna keep me alive, keep my words. You know what I'm saying? Factoring through these ghettos and things of that nature, and my pictures and my music and things like that. That make me proud though. You know what I'm saying? When we lost Dre, how did you feel?
It was like, that shit was a blow, because it was like, damn, this nigga he was on. He was like on. Like, this nigga had to, because I used to ask him, like, Dre, you got all these people, they Thizz and they doing all, what's your next move? Like, what you gonna tell him? Because we was, like, nigga, we used to go to, right before he passed, we was going through spots where we get out the car and they start chasing us.
Yeah.
I was like, man, we like Michael Jackson and them. You feel me? They like, nigga, running kids like, where they guards got to run us through the crowds. Wow. I'm like, damn, Cuddy, this is big. Yeah. You feel me? Then he went to Kansas City, and this the first time they giving him money for a show, and everything just perfect. And like Kansas City, like he like a king out there. Like the president, like, it's no way impossible I'll ever think to get a call and say Dre got killed in Kansas City. I would think in the Bay Area, because we run in the streets and anything can happen. Bystander. But Mac Dre getting killed, there's no way in my life would think of that.
Right.
So when I heard it, I thought, because they were saying it at first, that's what we got on the radio, and Dre was like, nigga, I ain't dead. All I've been hugging kids, kissing kids, and shaking all the shit. So we had to get on Camille right before that. So when I heard it, I was like, okay, I hope they bullshit. But then my girl, it was early in the morning before she went to work. So she said it. Like, I said, who said it? And when she said the person that said it, I said, no, this nigga ain't gonna play with it. But I didn't even call. I just waited. I said, please. I prayed. I did all the praying. And then I called somebody, and they called me. I just went blank. I didn't talk to nobody for hella long, because I took everybody to the airport, like literally. Yeah. And for him not to come back out, and I don't want to say it, but I had that attitude, like, damn, nigga. You niggas living, nigga, Cuddy gone. I was fucked up. Right. I didn't like, Kansas City it's hard. Like now, I don't like to not like people, but that, it's hard for me to still even look at that shit. Like they games and shit. I don't even like none of that shit. But I don't want to feel like that. But I'm gonna kill my partner. You know what I'm saying?
What's the fun fact about Dre that
he was hella raw?
Knows?
This nigga was like hella raw. Like everything that people doing now, this nigga was doing. Like he was the Gucci's and the Louis. Like I should see. Like when we, no lie, when we went and buried him, and I went to the stores he used to go to, I never knew that the jackets he was wearing was $15,000. The frames was $30,000. I'm like, and it took damn near $100,000 just to get this nigga to look like Mac Dre when we try to mimic his in the coffin. Yeah. And that shit was, man, we was like, man, this nigga was rich. And I used to be around him. I can see him living rich, but I didn't know that the nigga was rich.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like around him every day, and we used to go through the everyday struggles. But he would spend all his money on that look.
Yeah.
Like when he bought that Benz, he went and spent, I think it was $94,000. Mm-hmm. When we got a record, he went and cast it straight there. And then when he got the G-Wagon, the Rover, and then the spree, the spree rails, he paid $15,000. And I'm like, damn. He used to tell me, like, when I get my money, because I used to be a little different. Yeah. And he'd tell me, man, you got to get a Viper. I'm like, man, you can't make me spend my money. Like, nigga, you gonna come through, got to come. And I didn't have that vision like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Until when he left, I like, damn, see what this nigga was talking about.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
As far as your music and you pushing the music, what type of spirit has he left in you?
Really, it's like, now I can be honest, I wasn't fair to a lot of my artists because it wasn't him. And I didn't have that feeling like I should have had for them to make it. I'm like, damn, Cuddy didn't get his nigga was the nigga over all this shit, and these niggas making it. So I was like, now, like as I get older, I was a distributor. I never played the real CEO role of an artist. I always threw him off to somebody. a manager, Stretch, or Gary, or
Right.
let them do it instead of like Fab. Just like, man, come to New York with me. I didn't do it. I should have went to New York with Fab when he first.
I think you might have been a little traumatized. You didn't want to get close to nobody else because something like that could happen.
But that's not fair.
Yeah, that's not fair.
As I got older now, I see what happened to a lot of it. Like,
so today you take a different approach.
No, I pass it on to my kids now. Music is I didn't make it with the person I wanted to make it with. So it wouldn't be fair to.
So are you managing the boy?
He's just like my sons. So my sons, they all in the company. I just overlook it.
So you did pass him to your son?
No, they really was together because when I used to be on Simonton Street and my son was saying, man, I got this little group. They raw. They was doing video.
SOBRBE.
He telling me about it, and I'm like, man, I'm not doing no music no more. That's why I call Stretch and Hanny. I'm like, man, this is the perfect people to be with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hanny got the business, Stretch, they was perfect.
Right.
And they did their thing, you know what I'm saying? So I just didn't have it. Even with Neff, Neff came first. And I was like,
before he went to 40?
Yeah, and I put him, and I told him that was his best move. Because,
to go to 40?
Because that's what they was doing, you know what I'm saying? I'm not into music, and
so it just basically just threw you all the way off your square.
I just was. And then it was so much. When Thizz Nation came, I was doing so many deals, so much money, and it hit me into the IRS, and I didn't know the business like I was supposed to. It just hit me at once, and I'm like, I'm giving everybody money, I'm doing the right shit, but then why I'm owing all this? Why
you're not taking care of the particulars? Because you don't know, you're not educated about it.
And like I say, I believe the loyalty to, if Dre was here, it would be perfect.
Right.
Because I'm loyal to my friend, and he had all the pieces,
right?
And we just went to the top, like Jay-Z and Lil Tata, you know what I'm saying? Like how Lil Ty, how you see the little nigga with him, that's how me and Drake, you know what I'm saying? It would be on that kind of time, you know what I'm saying? Because he had his vision.
So being an OG and going through all that, what is it that you bring to the game today?
Really, it's like that I'm here and we paved the way for the music today, you know what I'm saying? Where it's easier for them to do shows. Back in our days, we couldn't get buildings. You know what I'm saying? Now you see clubs, you see people coming in and out of our cities, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like that when we was striving for that. You know what I'm saying? To like I said, it wasn't no MySpace, no Twitter and all this when Mac Dre was here. It didn't happen to a little bit after Thizz Nation. They didn't even see the first part of Thizz Nation movement.
So you mentor the youngsters?
Yeah, because like I said, through my kids, it's like, man, if you're gonna do it, you gotta really be into it. You know what I'm saying? You can't.
Shout out Lil Kilo.
Yeah, the boy. Yeah, that's like my son is just he's so much into his vision.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? He talks to me every night, and I be like, damn, that's hella dope. And it ain't the same as how we was because it wasn't easy. So when I was doing Thizz Nation, people wanted to get in that studio and get a chance to get an album out. Now everybody you can be at the house, you can be on they lazy. It couch rapping, put it that way. We had to get off the couch and go promote, pass out flyers. Right. They got the internet, so you just put a flyer on.
I was grinding.
It's a difference, and now and as when these little dudes get hits, they don't know how to fuck with their peoples. They don't know how to fuck with us out here. They really leave us, and then when they get back down, we don't know them anyway, so they just be gone. It's so many people that didn't have little small hits in the Bay Area that ain't here, that didn't even make it over a year. You know what I'm saying? So to get to that point, that means they don't fuck with us.
Okay. All right, well, shit, man. We ain't finished. What we gonna do is take a short commercial break, and we're gonna be back at y'all. All right? One. We're back, keeping it 100 with Zoda Roasta
Myisha Pooh.
and with our special guest, Kilo Kurt.
Kilo
You know
Kurt
what I'm saying?
in the building.
Yeah, man, it's fascinating to just hear your story, man, and you know to really be a part of some of those stories, though. You know what I'm saying? And we continue to rock and roll and make things happen, though. What do you got going on right now that you would like the people to know about?
Well, really, I done got into like the little cannabis being illegal now. Got the little Thizz farm going, so that's kind of big, you know, be in the stores, you know.
So you're gonna have products in the store under the Thizz umbrella.
Thizz farm, it's gonna be
Thizz farm.
Yeah.
Where's it located?
It's located like in Ukiah, but it's it's all over. You know, I got the stores, the cookie stores. You can go to any store.
So it's gonna be
it's
everywhere.
Legal, anywhere, any store. And then we're starting to work on other things as far as like the juice, the pre-rolls. And then we got a lot of, we got the merchandise. We got Thizz clothing. Also, we
Thizz clothing. So how do we order Thizz clothing?
This going on ThizzClothing.com. Any kind of website that say Thizz clothing.
ThizzClothing.com on IG. Thizz Nation.biz. Thizz Nation.biz.
Yeah, that's our IG, but on Thizz Nation Clothing, just pull up Thizz Nation Clothing. It'll come up.
Thizz Nation Clothing.
Yeah,
and it's gonna come up, and that's beautiful. That's a beautiful.
And also,
thing.
we got we got a couple of documentaries coming. You know, me and my partner Ray. He's telling the Romper Room story. So, be looking for that. We got the documentary will be coming first. Then we got the Mac Dre biopic movie coming out. So it's a couple of things. So it'll be more.
Have you read J. Diggs' book?
I haven't got a chance to read it, but I know I'm probably through it. I can see me in it because it's my big cousin. So I can see me in it.
Most definitely.
I read your book though before.
You read my book?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
That's what made me like this is a very, 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 interesting book because how he started. He told some truth. I like that. I like true story books. I can get into them.
You should write one.
I'm getting to that.
Yeah.
You know how Fab write his books? It was crazy how I seen him do it. He'll have someone there like a stenographer.
Yeah.
And she'll just record him, and he'll write it, saying the shit he's saying. And next thing you know, after so many sessions, he has his book.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, people have different techniques on how they write. I write strictly from my notes. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes I voice command, and sometimes I, depending on the vibe, the feeling. You know what I mean? But I think that we are all libraries in one way or another, and that we hold information that should be shared and distributed amongst our loved ones and the people that are interested.
See, this would been the problem probably with the Bay Area is that we live so secrecy, in secret. We think that we telling on ourselves when we tell something. Right. And that's what I got caught up in. Like, damn, I don't want to admit to me robbing no bank, but I did. Fucking 8 years. I did it already.
Right.
I did time, but I don't want to admit it. I'm still up here saying I ain't did it.
I was looking at it.
Right.
So I think it's something about the Bay Area.
I was looking at a YouTube. They had your name all in it. Kilo Kurt was conspiracy with J. Diggs to.
Not the truth though. I'm still fighting that. I'm still going to trial.
Conspiracy?
I'm still going to trial. I went to trial.
What you mean?
I went to trial and said not guilty. Jail. I still never said guilty though.
Yeah.
So,
they lied. I'm still saying that. But you understand what I'm saying? That's what my problem is. That's what I'm telling you. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm still going to trial.
It was a nigga looking.
I'll go fight that today. Right now, I might go to jail again. Still get convicted of it. I'll go fight it again.
We can't ask Corey Dunn.
Yeah. He out of here.
Well, Corey Dunn is dead?
Yeah.
Praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord.
Huh?
Praise the Lord, say.
Where I come from, that's how you felt about a rat. You know what I'm saying?
See, this cool thing about that is that, this is what, 91, 92, he wore a wire. That was before the times of...
Well, shit, he must have set the tone in, because everybody telling you today.
No, but just think of the wire. That was at the New Jack City came out, remember?
Yeah. When Nino made it cool. Nino did that shit.
Sky, I'm gonna die.
Nino made it cool.
That's what I be saying. You know, see, and that's where you ever saw New York Undercover. That's when all them rappers they had on the telling and shit.
Yeah.
That's where they don't know all that shit. They think they got people fans, and the rapper think just because he in a movie and he playing a certain part and it's a rat, and that ain't cool
at all.
Because you got people looking at you.
Thinking it's cool.
Well,
they did it.
No, they take that shit.
Like Ice-T. You know, Ice-T was the hardest
literally.
gangster rapper I ever grew up. But, but I see him more on Law and Order.
Yeah.
Then I can't remember the High Roller song that he made for us.
You
remember?
know, that's what. Hey, and God bless it. That's what made me leave the game completely alone. When it started being okay to rap.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm trying to. That's why. In the end, is that people should. They don't. If you ain't walked the yard, I don't think you should even try to play in the game because they don't know the extent of the consequences. Mm-hmm. See, I think now the game should show consequences first,
right?
Before you jump in, and then you make your choice.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because people they don't know when you get in the pen, that shit changes. Oh, not just the niggas that's raw, but the police is raw. Yeah. You got to get past them motherfuckers be tripping. Them white boys be tripping. Yeah.
And ain't no cameras in that motherfucker.
Tell me they be tripping.
To record what them motherfuckers be doing.
They be tripping.
Jail ain't cool.
But I'm just saying, this is how quick these dudes is taking each other's lives. It's sad to like. I don't say we were smarter gangsters, but I think our cause was more relevant than how the people kill now. Yeah. Because we wasn't shooting up in no buses. And,
right.
You know, nigga was trying to get his dude. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know, I always say
these dudes will get anybody.
I always say they don't make men like y'all, like old school dudes. The game is totally changed.
But me and Zoe was talking one day. And we lost it between the mothers and us going to jail because they all mother kids. Yeah, they didn't get the father, so they hate. See, a lot of kids hate men already. Yeah. Because they don't like their daddies. You know what I'm saying? So
because their daddies wasn't there and their mama had to raise them. Yeah. So now they first enemy is their daddy.
Yeah. And so they don't like men. So my daddy can't tell me shit. So nigga, you better not. Oh shit. Okay. Yeah.
And there's a different type of anger that comes out of it because they had no control over what their daddy did. I'm talking about. I went through it. I left some kids when I went to prison, and they used to be like, we felt it was us. We didn't give a fuck about us. Like I really chose to go to prison, which was so deep though because I did. I chose to do the shit to go to prison. Yeah. So therefore I chose to go to prison. I didn't make conscious decisions to say, you know what, I'm not gonna do that shit. I got kids. I'm gonna stay home. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know, that's at that point your brain wasn't even mature.
Nah, but this the stand up part. The generation we had before that didn't go to prison like we did. It's our generation that went to prison. Like I'm telling you, my mama and daddy was church people. You know, my daddy was he did all that shit, but he ended up being a minister and he raised a family. You know, even though he did it, whatever he did, but my mama was, you know what I'm saying? So I always say I'm a mama's a boy. You know what I'm saying? Even though I'm a street dude, but I always had that ways. So that kind of made me unfair to the game because I always wanted my way. So it spoiled me to thinking I always supposed to have my way with anything. And I think that was me being a mama's boy. I don't, you know what I'm saying?
But y'all generation too is when Reagan put out the drugs.
I was going to say crack.
You know what I'm saying? They took over. And everybody was getting money.
But I'm saying we use that as an excuse, but everybody got choices, man.
That's true.
It's vicious.
That's true.
I took that. I'm saying when I was in the 6th grade, and I used to see dudes around my neighborhood, and a dude asked me what I wanted to be when I was in the 6th grade. I said I'm gonna be a high roller. So already, I couldn't wait, and and not discounting that I had my mama and daddy. My daddy was working, my mama at church, and I was already not even thinking about what they talking about.
Yeah, but that shitload of drugs that Reagan put out didn't help either.
At all.
It helped you chop down the key and sell it in one night.
But we had respect though. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, no, definitely.
And I'm just telling you, we was intelligent street dudes. We knew who we wanted to kill. We knew who we had looked for.
Yeah, I used to look out for the women.
All the shit.
You know, them was the best days. Didn't have to ask a man for nothing.
It was hella rules.
It was rules and regulations, man.
This how they disrespect. I sleep with your baby mama. Man, you couldn't play with no high roller. Nigga
Right.
had 5 brides. He was the nigga.
Yeah.
You better not get caught around that nigga bride.
Right.
But I said
You
in
know
my
what I'm saying?
book, I said in my book, we grew up, only thing we gave a fuck about was our money and our women.
Yep.
That's it.
That is it. Yeah.
Disrespect that.
Yep.
A lot of them wars that y'all thought was over some other shit though, you know what I'm saying? It was an underlying. You might have thought it was over a dice game and nigga hit you, right? But you didn't know
Be
you
over
was
that-
hitting the
that
girl.
female.
Right.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
what I'm trying to tell you.
Hitting
Yeah.
the girl, you
Yeah.
was gonna get into it with the
Oh, yeah.
Anyway.
Think how they rap. A nigga couldn't rap and be saying all that. How they be saying how your baby mama over here.
Yeah, why does everybody want to fuck your woman?
Hey.
baby-
Hey.
You be hearing that? I be like, God damn.
Yeah.
Man. Back in my day, man, my OG
Like,
would chase
boy,
a nigga
young
down about that
Shit.
shit.
Hey.
You better keep
Yeah,
your
chase
choppers
you.
away.
Let me tell you, my kid's father, Snoop, he didn't play.
No.
Man,
He was checking you about me.
man, Navy.
You better not say
I
nothing
grew up
about
in
my
that
name.
Same time, man. I grew up and I be tripping on the rap.
Shout out
Yeah.
Snoop,
Yeah.
rest in paradise to a real one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That was my guy.
You know about it. You know
Oh,
how
yeah,
niggas used to
yeah,
be about a baby mama.
Yes, yes. I grew up in that generation.
Okay.
Like that's why I said they don't make men like you guys no more, because it's totally
But
different from the
but
men
they also
today.
destroyed us though, cause they sent us to them prisons, man. They took us
yeah.
away, man, and we was needed. But
Absolutely.
like I say, and I think we would have changed during the times, and we didn't get no. I changed in prison.
Most
Even
definitely.
even though I was gonna change anyway,
Yeah.
as my adulthood went to what it went, but I had to change in prison. I learned a lot
And see,
in prison.
It's
You know what
not
I'm saying?
such a bad thing.
It was
we gonna-
terrible.
It's not
No, it was terrible, man. I'm
But it's
telling you,
always
every
something
We'll
day.
come back
positive
to it.
and
Hold
something
on. We're
negative.
gonna come back
Okay.
to it. We'll come back to it. Check this out. We're gonna go to one more commercial break. I can tell this is a special edition. We're gonna keep on talking. We got some motherfucking turkey chop hoagies coming. You know what I'm saying? We waiting for them. We're gonna keep on getting to it.
I'm ready.
With this special edition of Keeping It 100 with Zoda Roasta.
And Myisha Pooh.
Got it right? You real? Ellie behind the phone.
Welcome to Bigfoot Hostile Takeover. We are a new business located in the Fruitvale District at 3132 International Boulevard, directly across the street from Wendy's. We specialize in selling large-sized tennis shoes so we can give you big guys somewhere dope to shop. However, we also carry regular sizes. Don't forget about the Hostile Takeover apparel, which is taking the city by storm. We have tracksuits, t-shirts, hoodies with safety masks, short outfits for the weather, and fun socks. And believe me, there's more to come. So when you have the urge to splurge, come to Bigfoot's Hostile Takeover. You won't be disappointed.
And we are back. You know what I'm saying? From a commercial break, had to pay some bills. You know what I mean? Zoda Roasta and Myisha Pooh.
Yes.
Myisha Pooh. We over here with, you know what I'm saying, the legendary Kilo Kurt. And
Yes, sir.
what you know, we can sit up and really chop it up all day, because that's what we do anyway.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? That's what we do anyway. What's your son's name?
Little Kilo?
Lil Kilo Kurt.
Yeah.
And right now, he's got his big hat on.
Yeah, he's doing his thing. He really took over like Thizz Nation, you know. So
Straight up.
it's really like a newer thing. That, you know, they got their little thing going. Him and the boy, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know, he got young wild nigga, but they all, you know, like my sons anyway. So I treat them all the same. Just give them the little game and try to look over them. But they on a
We
path.
just did a great interview with
Yeah, they on a path,
boy.
man. Cause I like I
noticed
say,
you.
they tours. They know.
What's your son's IG name?
Got to be under CEO, young CEO,
Yeah.
young CEO.
Yeah, we're gonna make sure we get that and make sure that we continue to tap in and follow what's going on with the new Thizz Nation, and you know, we family. So
Yeah.
there's no question on how much of a part I'm with the situation and us around here, though. You know what I mean?
For sure, man. It's all,
Yeah,
it's all one big thing, you know what I'm saying? Like I
Yeah.
say, our success is each other's success.
Yeah.
As long as we all keep it going and all our businesses thrive, then we all be at each other's bridges, you know what I'm saying? We always something to fall back on. One of your partners up, I'm down, I call my partner, he up.
Right.
And we all a family, you know what I'm saying? We gotta all work together and keep our businesses thriving, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's beautiful, man. And like I say, we're gonna bring you back to some other things I want to talk to you about, but I want to wait till they come into fruition. I want to say this also, that progress is a process. You got to go through something to get to something. You know what I'm saying? And I watch other individuals do it and be successful at it. You are one of those individuals, and I'm gonna tell you right now, keep on striving, keep on striving. Man, listen here, never give up, never give up. Well, I tell people, man, there ain't no sleep. You go get you some rest, and then come back out and go and be head first with it, and then that way we leave that legacy.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, I salute you guys, and we're going to catch y'all next time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Peace
Hostile
out.
takeover, man.
Right.
Keeping it real, 100.
Bringing only the
Keeping it
best.
100, baby.
You know it.
Don't keep our really dope cookies.
Yes. Wait. Hold that thought.
Yeah.
Hold that thought. Let me show you.
Yeah, you gotta throw it up.
Yes. These cookies right here. Yes. I got 4 of them. Really dope.
Really dope.
They
Good as the
hella
motherfucker.
good, though.
Let me tell y'all, I need
Yeah,
to.
they hella good. Huh?
I've been watching my
You want
weight.
one?
Yeah,
Here,
I've
let me
been
give
watching
you
my
one that I
weight,
opened.
But the boy,
I
man.
can't get the one that
I bought
open.
these for my kids.
Oh, you okay?
Yeah.
And then
But
if y'all
this
some
one was
OG
mine.
motherfuckers, y'all know where that really dope came from.
Hella
Remember
good.
that? Really dope.
Yeah.
Really dope. Remember the Playboy buddies we used to write on the wall?
Really though, yeah. Really though.
Really though. AC Mob.
It's
High
$5
Street
a
Bank
box.
Boys.
You get you like 5 of them at a time.
Cadillac
Only spend
family.
$5.
Oh,
Spend
hell yeah.
$25.
Where you get these?
Tap in. How
Yeah,
do
meet the cameraman sell
Oh,
them.
that's dope. I'm gonna
So
get
if
some.
Yeah, I
you
just
want
got
to
'em
get some
today.
cookies,
Oh, okay.
if you want to get some cookies, so I can get my percentage,
$1 bill on his percentage, man.
hit me in my DM, Zoda Roasta, you know what I'm saying,
No, they
on
hella good,
Instagram, and I'm going to make it happen for you. I'm going to make sure I get my percentage, but God damn it,
They
you're
hella
going to love
good.
these cookies. No doubt about it.
No, they really is. They hella
We
good.
out.
Really though.
Chewy and moist.
You have to tell me. I see it. I'm gonna fuck these up. I like eating them at night and shit.
All right. That was fun.